cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know.
What's up, good people, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, Media 96, along with Freddie G, K Money, and Slash. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. I want everybody that's on YouTube to go out and subscribe and click the like button. Follow us on X at 52 Scott Podcast and on IG and Facebook at the 52 Scott Podcast. What's up, good people, and welcome back to another edition of Think Thursday. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about snitching, basically. All right, is there honor amongst thieves? Now, this show comes off a couple of topics. I don't know, the guy from BMF that just got out of jail.
Meech.
Big
Meech.
Yeah, now I saw that he's now saying that Rick Ross is responsible for the things that are happening between, what's going on with 50 Cent and all that.
He's blaming it on a beef between Rick Ross and 50 Cent. But that ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right,
you Meech.
Exactly.
Who are you?
Mm-hmm.
This what I think, and I know you got a story for this, but what I think is, man, things different. You've been gone for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Times have changed.
Times changed, man. The street's different.
It is.
These rappers having money now. See, back when he was out, he was funding all that rap stuff.
Yeah.
And didn't, he got a different understanding of what the game. See, well, these rappers got money now, man.
Yeah.
And they got more money than what you got now.
Mm-hmm.
And they getting it legally. So they got way more push in the industry, in the media, and all of that. So my thing is, I think Meech just need to really just sit down, man, and chill out, bro. You out of jail. Calm down.
I did.
Just enjoy life, bro.
That's it, bro.
Exactly. And then mainly something Charleston White said. He said there's a difference between a snitch and setting things straight. Now, I'm going to give you the example that he gave. He said, do you call this a snitch? And I want to get you guys take on this as well. Do you call it a snitch if you have, and this actually happened to me, so I can say this, but we didn't get stopped. That's the only difference. If a guy, your friend of yours that sold dope, had a car, nice car, or any car, period. And he had dope in the car, and you needed a ride to work, because this actually happened to me. I actually needed a ride to work. We just didn't get stopped. But you do get stopped, and he got a car full of dope.
And he don't claim it. He's a whole ass nigga.
Exactly. Now, if I had got out, say we did get stopped, and I got out the car and say, man, that is not my dope. That is all his dope.
That's setting the record straight.
So yeah, I was gonna say. So you agree? That's setting the record.
You gotta keep it real with yourself, because these niggas ain't gonna keep it real with you.
Exactly.
If you don't sell drugs, why would you take this man drug charge? Because the streets say what a snitch is. Nah, man, I don't sell drugs. It ain't my dope. I needed a ride. Nigga, this your shit. Tell the laws this your shit. You the man selling it, right?
Question: did we know who the drugs was in the car when we got in the car?
No. That's it.
You know what?
You know he's a drug dealer.
Even if I did know.
Right.
That dope ain't mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying this because I done been to jail behind niggas and they dope, man. And they don't want to say, oh, it's my dope. So everybody go to jail. As soon as nobody claim it, the law's taking everybody. He took us all to jail because the niggas don't want to claim they dope. So now I got to go and pay for attorney to clear my name out this dumbass shit because the nigga don't want to say who the dope for. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shit's crazy, man. You set the record straight. Now, what is snitching? If the dope was both me and yours, and I say, man, that's his dope, and half of it was mine, that's a snitch.
Okay, Freddie G, what's your take on it? Do you call it snitching if you just needed a ride to work? And the dude, now you did know the guy sold dope, but you did not know that he had dope in the car
Fresh
at that
G ain't
time.
got nothing to do with that dope in that car, man.
Take your charge.
Take
That's
your
your
charge,
dope.
man. That's your dope. Exactly, bro.
That's your dope.
That's it.
Yeah, if you ain't got shit to do with the reason that the car getting pulled over.
Because guess what? What it looked like at the end of the day. If you knew that you had drugs in here and I'm riding and it ain't mine, and you didn't speak up, you don't give a fuck about me.
All right.
Because I'm finna go to jail with you.
Okay, so now I'm going to flip that. Because this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about 12 instances where basically people have snitched after
The fact.
they went to jail. What do you call it? Do you still call it setting the record straight after you've gotten jailed in order to get some time off or to get out completely? Is it now setting the record straight or is it snitching?
It's snitching, man. You already in jail, man.
So, okay, some of this stuff. So, check this out. You guys may have heard me say this on a previous episode. And when it comes to like federal stuff, right? You have what you call a 5K1. And that is cooperating with authorities prior to being incarcerated. And then you have what they call a Rule 35. And that is cooperating after you've gotten locked up to get your time cut. This is after you've gotten locked up and you've gotten sentenced. And so you're doing X amount of years, but now you have a come to Jesus talk with yourself. And you know what? Let me go and talk about some more stuff to get the time cut. That's called a Rule 35. Now, all of this stuff, whether it's snitching or setting a record straight or whatever, however you look at it, all of this, man, you got to sit back and really be, contrary to what a lot of people say, let me just put it to you this way, so I won't be too long-winded. Contrary to what a lot of people say, man, there's no honor amongst thieves. Once an individual takes a long, hard look with themselves, and everybody got a breaking point. Some just may be longer or tougher road than others, but everybody, I don't care who it is, everybody got a breaking point. So let me show you something. Let me give you an example of something.
Please.
You may have an individual that say, you know what? I'm going to do this 20 years. And I ain't going to tell on my homeboy. My homeboy going to put money on my books and do this, whatever the case may be. Now I got caught with the drugs. But I'm just a mule.
Right.
I'm running for an individual.
Right.
I'm just a mule. And they say, well, look, we're going to give you this time. Tell us who you're running this dope for, and we'll cut you some slack. Well, you say, you know what? I jumped in this game, being a mule, and they're going to give me 20 years. I'm going to do this 20. My homeboy, I know he going to keep some money on my books, keep me straight or whatever the case may be. As long as he out on the streets,
Right.
he going to look out for me. At least you feel that way about your homeboy.
You would hope.
Yeah, you would hope. Now, you got some individuals be like, you know what? Man, I'm 55 years old.
I can't be in here like
20 years is a life sentence for me.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Man, me and that nigga, we really ain't that cool. You know? Man, I can't do no 20 years.
Can't do 20 years.
And I'm 55.
And it's there.
So some niggas may be looking at it and be like, wait a minute. This nigga, would he do this for me? Then they'll get to weighing their options.
So here's another one. You said, just say the guy's 20 and they give him 20. Okay? And for the first 3 years, dude putting stuff on his books. For some reason he stops, or maybe he got killed on the street, so no money's coming in. Do you snitch on a dead person? Is that snitching?
Well, I'm going to say this, man. I've heard individuals speak on that, and there was a rumor or some things that I've heard on social media actually came out of the individual's mouth. I heard it come out of Terrence Gangster Williams' mouth. I've even heard something come out of the rapper T.I.'s mouth about an individual, about if a dead person or whatever the case may be is deceased.
Right.
Man, sometimes you can take that street cold shit too far. The motherfucker dead, man.
Yeah.
The motherfucker dead.
Exactly. But a lot
You
of people
kept your mouth shut while this motherfucker was alive. That's some gangster shit right there.
Yeah.
But the motherfucker dead and he ain't coming back and you got an opportunity to go home. I ain't knocking nobody for doing that. I'm gonna be honest.
I
with
feel
you.
the same way.
I ain't knocking nobody
I
for
feel the
doing
same
that.
way.
That man, I ain't knocking nobody for doing that.
Because it's not going to harm the person that's dead already. I mean,
Yeah, it's not. The dude dead.
The thing is, like you say, the street shit can go too far. But, you know, here's my thing for that. Do your dirt by yourself. You ain't got to worry about nobody snitching on you.
You decide to do this shit.
Do it by
You know
yourself.
the consequences.
So, do y'all think it's an issue with snitching on a dead person, or telling on a dead person, or lying on a dead person? Because if you can also lie and that person can't come back.
You know, you make this really hard, bro, because
It's hard. That's a hard
because
one, I
it's
ain't gonna
like
lie.
To better your situation, I really don't see no harm in doing it. It's just your conscience gonna be
your
fucked.
conscience is gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, but your conscience will be clear when you see your kids bouncing your kids
You in
on
that
your
free
damn
world,
knee,
huh?
Yeah,
and you goddamn working
if it
and
was-
living
But when you
legitimate
lay
life.
lay
No,
down
you're
on
right.
that pillow at night,
Your mind
a
is gonna
snitch
play
is a
games.
snitch. That's what will come to my head.
Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some instances where, hey, man, you do the crime, you do the time, y'all together, whatever the case may be. But, man, and I don't give a damn who listening. Man, if you doing 20, 30 years, you got your babies out on these streets, your kids out there, and God has touched your heart, and I don't mean to just be throwing God around, but your heart has changed. And you know what? I can do some good out on these streets, man.
Right.
Let me get the hell up out of here. And this person's dead. Man, fuck that shit.
Yeah, you know, Face got a song with Zero called "Fuck You" with F you. I'm gonna say F you. I don't really want to cuss today, but he has a song with Zero, and there's a verse in there. He says, "Take your motherfucking charge. That's your key of dope." So basically, he said, "Man, nah, don't put me in that. You take that charge, bro. You take it. You eat that."
And I've been I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I've been tell you something else, man. A lot of these dudes be lying, man, because they still stuck on this street stuff. And a lot of these people be lying, man, because they don't want to be looked at a certain way.
Right.
Which tells me you ain't got no balls. You can't stand on your own shit anyway, because you scared about what a motherfucker
Fuck gonna say.
Man, that motherfucker dead, man. What the fuck? You stupid.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. So
Motherfucker mind really, we gonna be playing tricks on them.
Yeah,
oh,
man,
that was a
people
good one.
dead.
That was a good one. There's a few of them, man, that a few kingpins that their own people in their own organization snitched on them. This one I don't know. Felix Mitchell, he's an Oakland heroin kingpin. Some of his crew members cooperated with law enforcement during the federal takedown in the mid '80s.
And most of them do. And a lot of times it be them Italians that do that stuff too. They go and work for the government and become informants.
Yeah.
Them Italians, these so-called Italians, they call them made men.
Yeah, I remember
and some
that.
of these Italians and all that stuff, and these big crime bosses, that's what these RICO charges come about and all that stuff with these Italians and crime. Man, they be the biggest ones talking
course.
snitch.
And
And
they gonna tell.
but here go the thing, though. Here go the thing. For real, that stigma ain't on them like it is on the black people.
Nah, because you got so many of the black people right now telling on folks. All of them telling. You got some that's out here on the street. They getting money. They on social media. Everybody around them going to jail, but they ain't. But you the one got all the money.
I'm sorry. I get it. I feel tell you some real stuff. Without, I'm gonna name one name because it was on the news. And if you're from Third Ward, y'all may know this because I actually know this particular individual, and it's a female. Y'all remember the name Daryl Goins?
Gerald Goins.
Gerald
Gerald
Goins.
Goins,
It's the officer.
Yeah, the police officer. Well, he had a confident informant for years.
Yeah.
For years. This particular confident informant, and this is in the newspaper, by the way. And the confident informant name is actually in the newspaper.
Damn.
So for years, I'm not going to say the confident informant name, but for years, this confident informant happened to be working for him, right? And so much so that this confident informant would be given a blank form. The confident informant would sign their name, and then Goins will put in what he want to put in.
Right.
Right? And so a lot of people, and some of these stuff were lies. I actually know that confident informant.
It's crazy, man. They out here.
Man,
You know what I mean?
You may know this name, Anthony Jones. He and the Junior Black Mafia in Philadelphia. Junior Black Mafia had members who flipped in the 80s and early 90s, helping the government organization helping the government to crack the organization. I mean, that name, I don't know that person. Kenneth Supreme Griffith. I met Griffith. I remember that name.
Yeah, that's who 50 Cent got an issue with.
Yeah.
He's kind of dark skinned with
Yeah.
green eyes or something like that.
Yeah, he's from Queens, drug kingpin, and the leader of the Supreme team had multiple associates flipped during the investigation by federal authorities. Lester Babyface Nelson of Chicago, dope dealer connected with L. Rukins. His testimony and that of others inside the organization led to the downfall of that gang. Now, here's some you guys you'll know these names. The next names I have here: Rayford Edmond III, Washington D.C. kingpin in the 80s. After his arrest, he cooperated from prison wearing a wire, helping to indict more drug dealers. Now that's snitching. That's snitching. You wearing a wire, going to other drug dealers so you can get some time. Now that's true. That right there is snitching to me.
That's super snitch.
That's snitching. Now you tripping. That's almost what Freddie G was just saying. You were cooperating. You were just saying somebody. See, yeah. You done came in a whole informant now.
And you know them confident informants get a paycheck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
they pay 'em
Yeah, it's
monthly.
like $75,000 or $80,000. I saw that to be a
They
confident.
get paid monthly. man.
Yeah.
I think it's like
It's-
five racks a month, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they get
It's
they get a
$75,000 or
pay-
$80,000. I just seen.
They got to keep them looking good.
Oh my!
They got to be able to blend in with the drug dealers because they got to be around them. You know what I
Don't you
mean?
think the government makes it hard for motherfuckers not to snitch?
Yeah, of course.
Man,
They
listen, this,
blackmail and
Yeah.
you know
this is
kind of
all you
twist
need
their
to
arm.
know, man. Let me show you something. When have you seen how often, not when, but how often do you see individuals on the first 48 take their lick
I ain't never seen
by
it.
themselves?
I ain't never seen it.
No, they don't.
Most of the time, on the first 48, everybody tells
Everybody telling it.
the hardest of the hardest.
Yeah, they be
You know what amazes me? Not that I would do crime, but I see a lot of people do crime with women with kids. That is the worst. To me, you going to jail if you get caught, because that's the first thing the police do. You ain't gonna see your kids no more. Boy, every woman I've seen has flipped. I have not seen a stand-up woman say, I don't give a damn. No, they flipped. Whenever you put them kids involved, talking about taking them away from a woman, oh, you can forget it. You going to jail. You going to jail.
You already know.
Yeah.
I saw a story on 2020 this past week, man, where this lady killed a dude. I think he had won the lottery.
Oh yeah, I saw
and
that.
she somehow wanted to get his money, and she ended up killing him. But the police, the guy that she got to kill the dude, I believe the police got a hold of, so he ended up becoming the CI. So they had all kind of evidence on her proving that she was behind this. So when they finally arrested her, they showed the recording of them interviewing her, and she just started naming different people that was supposedly responsible, but she wasn't naming herself. She wasn't being accountable for it, but she even created a fictional name, which she had already, that was premeditated.
Man, that's crazy. Now y'all know this one. The other one was Junior Mafia. This one is the Black Mafia family, BMF, Big Meech, and Southwest T ran a massive cocaine distribution network. Several BMF associates, flipped and cooperated, including Doc Marshall and O-Dog.
There's no honor amongst thieves.
There's no honor amongst thieves.
I believe that.
Freeway Ricky Ross, L.A. cocaine kingpin in the 80s. Some associates flipped on him during his final bust, leading to his sentence. I think everybody knows about that. Nicky Barnes.
It be your own people that snitch on you, man.
It be your competition too,
Yeah,
man.
it
When
be
motherfuckers
that.
get too big.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Nicky Barnes. Y'all.
Yeah.
Heard the name.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, he was
That's
involved with
what
Frank
the
Lucas.
shit.
And
Yeah,
all
Frank
of the,
Lucas and all that.
Yeah.
those days.
Yeah,
It's those
exactly.
times.
He was Cuba Gooding Jr. character.
Yeah, and
That was Nicky.
Yeah.
That
that
sure
was
was.
Nicky Barnes. Yeah,
That's
Nicky
right.
Barnes was flashy, loud. You know what I mean?
Yep. That was another Harlem heroin dealer. After being sentenced to life, he became another snitch, government informant in the early 80s and helped convict over 40 people, including former crew members. Man, that is a lot of people. And y'all already know Nicky Barnes, who gonna be number one. That will be Frank Lucas. Harlem heroin kingpin in the 60s, 70s. After his arrest in 75, he famously cooperated with the government, giving up corrupt cops.
So that's what I was about to say. So check this out. What if you are a big drug dealer? Your supplier just so happened to be corrupt cops who steal the drugs from the evidence lockers in the police offices
Right.
to give it to you. Now you're pumping the dope back on the street, right?
Wow.
Right.
Now you get caught. Now keep in mind, all of these corrupt officers are white, and they giving it to you. So technically, you're working for them, but you're making money.
Right.
And they catch you and they say, "Well, who's your supplier?" And you say, "My supplier is LAPD, HPD, NYPD."
Yeah, that's where
and
I get
then
it from.
this is where I get it from. Blah 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 blah. So, let me ask you: if you're a black man and you just snitched on the police department
Right.
of white dudes giving you the drugs, and those white dudes are taken down and they go to jail, how do y'all think the black community will look at that black guy? Would they look at him as a snitch?
Not on the cop.
They go look at him like Robin Hood.
Not as a
No,
cop.
not-
Not on the
not
cops.
because-
I don't think so.
No, not because you're right. Because it's the cops, they not gonna look
They
at
go
him.
look
as
at
a
him like
snitch.
Robin Hood.
But here's the problem with that particular person that snitched on those laws. You finna have hell on these streets.
Of course, but I'm only speaking of the black community. How do y'all think the black community? Because the black community is the one that, a lot of times, the black community got this snitch code, this code in these streets, and you got to be this. and
Right,
this,
They're the
and
ones that take it that serious.
And now, I just painted a scenario. Will this black community look at that black dude as a snitch?
I think it changed the game because it's not a street code against cops, I don't think, on bad cops. You want the bad cops, so you kind of killing two birds with one stone. You're getting the bad cops off the street, and you didn't snitch on nobody from the hood. I don't know. It's cops.
I don't know. Snitching is snitching, but I don't think he was looked at like anybody else would be looked at in
Exactly.
his snitching.
That's what I'm saying. Yep. So, y'all already know what time it is.
Who you finna snitch on?
Whatever. It's just time for somebody to get off the bus, and I cannot believe this, but I'm actually I gotta kick a pastor off. And it's Easter weekend, so I gotta kick a pastor off, and it's Pastor Joyce Myers, the female pastor. You guys know who she is?
Yeah, the white lady, right?
Yeah, that gotta kick her off. She is allegedly going to be charged with tax evasion,
Oh, I believe.
financial fraud,
I can believe it.
obstruction of justice, and other additional charges added, like money laundering and tampering with evidence. They are trying to get her minimal 15 years, but they're trying to get her a life sentence. And people in her organization are snitching on her. So with that, I don't even know what to say after this, because a snitch is just a snitch. This concludes our show for today, and if you haven't done so already, follow us on X at 52 Scott Podcast, also IG and Facebook at the 52 Scott Podcast. Also, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Black Friday.